The reason why you're not losing weight right now is probably because of your nutrition. So in today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down 5 reasons why you're not losing weight, even though you feel like you're doing everything right. And I'm willing to bet that they might surprise you. If you're wondering who I am, hello, I'm Laura. I'm an exercise physiologist and accredited sports nutritionist. And currently I'm on a 12-month mission to look better in my 30s than I did 25 without no extremes and no calorie counting. And I'm vlogging every week for a year to taking you behind the scenes of what it really like to change your body composition, as well as educating you along the way. So let's strap in, let's spend the week together. Let's get into Tuesday. Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. It's actually now 1 o'clock. I wasn't going to vlog anything today because I literally have been sitting at my computer just either talking to clients. I've had a lot of one-to-one calls today, which I love. And then I've just been doing planning. I also look so disheveled. I'm due for my period and I don't know what's going on, but my skin has changed. It's so oily now. I keep getting these blind pimples. Which is new, and it's definitely hormonal because I'm due for my period anytime now. So anyway, I'm just showing up regardless because this is what life looks like right now. So that being said, I want to jump into the first reason why you are not losing weight. And that is going into your weight loss journey with unrealistic expectations. And I totally get this because everyone on the internet is saying that you should be losing 0.5 kilo to 1 kilo per week. However, it's this expectation that causes a lot of women to self-sabotage because this advice is very general and it's not very specific to each individual. A better target, a more realistic target is 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. This is more sustainable, it's more realistic because if you do have more body fat to lose, then it is easier to lose. If you have less body fat, it is harder to shift. So if you're someone who needs to lose 20, 30 kilos, you'll be dropping weight a lot quicker than someone who wants to lose just a little bit of body fat. So for an example, if you're someone who is 80 kilos, then the 0.5 to 1% of your body weight would look like 400 to 800 grams per week. However, if you were someone who's sitting around that 60 kilo mark, then realistic expectations for you is more around 300 grams to 600 grams per week. So you can see if you start a deficit and you have this expectation of thinking that you're going to lose 0.5 kilo to 1 kilo every single week for 8 weeks, and the scale does not show you that. The scale goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's only moved a little bit over the week, then that then can cause you to being like, well, it's not working. What's the point of doing this? I'm eating too much. I need to compensate for how much I'm eating. And it can then derail your progress because you sabotage into inconsistency, whether that's restriction, overeating, or giving up. So it's really, really important that you set your expectations correctly when entering a calorie deficit. So we're going to catch up tomorrow because we are actually doing things rather than just sitting on my bum on the computer. And tomorrow I'm going to be explaining reason 2, and this one is a goodie. So I'll see you then. Happy Tuesday, you guys. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. This is the reality of this morning. This is what happens when you date a surfer. If you know, you know. Anyway, we got heaps on today, which is super exciting. We are going to our apartment in Maroochydore and we are going to set up a new bed frame. We are collaborating with Lively, which is super exciting. So we are going to go film a video for that. We're working out together and I'm just going to bring you along for the entire day and I'm going to continue to explain those 5 reasons why you're not losing weight. So let's go create some content. Let's go to the gym. Let's spend the day together. All right, we've made it to Grilled for lunch, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to explain the next reason why you're not losing weight. And this is because of marketing. Marketing is so freaking clever because a lot of things are marketed as low carb and healthy and high protein. But just because something's healthy, high protein, and low in carbs doesn't mean that it's lower in calories. And calories is a thing that you need to know and need to understand in order to create a calorie deficit for fat loss. So a perfect example is the low carb super bun at Grilled versus the traditional bun. The low carb bun, when comparing a simply grilled, so just the plain beef burger, it is on the traditional bun, it is 719 calories versus a super low carb bun is 700 calories. So it's like more or less the same calories, even though you're having low carb. So, you know, if you were on a weight loss journey, then it's actually probably better to get the higher carb bun because you're probably going to be left way more satisfied. How do you feel about doing this in public and everyone looking at us right now?
No one's looking at us.
Yeah, they are. But anyway, so food for thought, like moral of the story is that it's really important to understand the calorie content because there's no good or bad food. All food fits as long as you're eating in a calorie deficit and hitting your protein and of course fiber, then you're going to see weight loss results. Hey doll. Okay, I'm excited for this. Let's eat. Let's be merry. Literally, that took like 5 seconds. That looked less than 5 minutes. The vibes. Okay, that was so freaking good. How good was that? You just can't go wrong with Grilled, honestly. Okay, now we are going home. We're going to go do some more work. We filmed the content in the apartment, and by the end of it, I should have known better. But I just got so hungry. Like I could kill someone hunger, and like life was just not enjoyable anymore. So I bring a protein ball with me. However, I had already eaten that before I went to the gym. So then I had to go to the cafe. And of course, the cafe doesn't have very many and balanced, healthy options. So what did we buy? Sorry, I'm in the car, can't hold two things at once. A carrot cake muffin. And for me right now, I'm not stressed about it because it's just like a one-off thing. I'm also trying to build muscle, trying to gain weight right now, so not mad about it. However, it brings me to the point of the next reason why so many people why you're not losing weight is simply because you're just unorganized, you're not planned, and you're constantly caught off guard. With nutrition, it's so important, and something I've learned in life in general is just like the more systems you have in place, the more freedom that you get.
Amen.
Piss poor planning equals piss poor results. And
I wonder who taught you that.
Yeah, I know. But like with nutrition, it's like instead of like at the end of the week and just being like, oh my God, I got to go to the grocery store. It's like pick a day that you plan your meals, write out what you're going to have. Then you're going to write out your grocery list. Then you're going to do that, go grocery shopping, and you're going to do it at the same time every single week. Because then you're relying on a system and you're organized and you always have food and you always know what you're going to eat and you don't have to think about it. You think about it once on like whatever day you do it. I do it on Fridays. Friday's my meal planning day, but then I just don't have to do it. Today was just a different circumstance because our putting that bed together definitely took longer than we thought. Instead of relying on restriction and being good, it's so important just to be well prepared with your food if you want to see real results. So yeah, we're going home. I'm going to do some more work. Got a call this afternoon with a client, which is exciting. Then I've got one more reason why you're probably not losing weight. I think it's something that not many people talk about, but I'll tell you about that soon. Yes, everything is too much today. Happy Thursday. Happy luteal phase day. I really hope I get my period today because I feel like asshole. Anyway, guys, good morning. I thought it was Tuesday, but it's actually Thursday. Lol. Anyway, we're heading to the library because life hack. If you have a good library in your town, like I probably will never buy a book again because there's just a book to me is something that like I love having them. Don't get me wrong, but then like you have it and it just sits on your shelf and then it's just like a dust collector. Oh, that's gross. Yeah, it's a dust collector. Whereas a library, it has like so many good books and you just hire it and return it and then just get the next one for free. So it's just crazy. Anyway, we're going to the library. Yesterday afternoon, I came home when I saw you. Jump scare, right? Because it's now the morning from yesterday. I laid on the couch and I watched the Kardashians for 2 hours. I started watching season, I don't know, it was the old school when Kim and Kanye were still together. Yeah, and I was just an absolute flop. So, yeah. I always get like this in and around my period, so I just had to listen to that and I acknowledged that and I chilled out and then I was fine. Played some Nintendo Switch with the fam and then here we are. Also, update. I need to give you an update on the build. So this morning as I was getting ready, I was just like looking at myself and I was just thinking how chunky I look. And I know for a fact that my body image like gets distorted, especially in and around my period, especially when I'm about to get it. Like it's my negative thoughts about myself are like 10 times worse. And I have a lot of awareness around that. So now I'm just like, I'm being very kind to myself today. I'm not like, I'm just letting it be. Just going to do things to make myself feel good. But yeah, no, this morning I was like, oh my God, you're so chunky, especially like your arms, your shoulders, your back. I took a video, I looked back at a video that I took yesterday on my phone when we were at Grilled and I like saw like, it was a really unflattering angle of myself and I was just like, but I know this is a part of the process. I'm just having courage. I'm just pushing through, even though I don't feel good about it and don't feel good about myself. And I just know that it's just a part of the journey. It's just a moment in time and I know it's going to get better and I know I'm moving towards my goal, even though I feel like absolute shit right now. So that's the reality of it. Niels asked me a question today and I was just like, don't ask me that today. Just not today. It's not the right day. So that's the vibes. So yeah, update though wise in terms of the build, my weight is tracking really beautifully upwards. It's hard to say that that's happening. I can definitely see it in my body. My clothes are definitely feeling more tight, especially these jean shorts. I'm just like, oh, I might have to unbutton a button today as I'm sitting, especially in the afternoon. But that's okay. And then, but the cool thing is like I definitely feel a lot stronger. Like I'm definitely hip thrusting more, I'm deadlifting more, I'm not pull-upping more. That's definitely gone backwards a little bit simply because I just feel so heavy. It's like I feel like a stone trying to pull myself up. So yeah, that's that. But overall, like I can definitely see, like I feel like that I am definitely like slowly putting some more muscle on. It's not obviously that obvious, but I definitely, even though I definitely have gained body fat, which I can see, I can also see it like in a nice shape, which is what we're going for. So that's the update. I'm going to do progress photos because my period was late last month. It's off-put my progress photos of my this 8-week check-in. This is the 8-week check-in mark, as one of the rules that we set at the start. However, because my period was not on time, now my progress photos are out because I always like to do my progress photos at the same time of the month, which is after my period. So I'm just going to wait until I get that. I'm really hoping it's today. And then I'll take those and then really sit down and compare them. But by measuring progress in terms of my strength, that's definitely up, which is one of the most important things. The scale is trending up, so we know, I definitely have a lot of evidence that things are moving in the right direction, which we want to see. So that's the update on the muscle build. Now let's go sit on our computer for 8 hours and not talk to each other. Yay! What do you have to say about that?
Love it.
A little bit more.
1010111001.
What is that? Oh, okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later because I still have to tell you about the last reason why you're not losing weight. And honestly, I truly believe that this is the thing that gets so many women stuck. So that was a solid work session. Just sat down and catch up on everything that I needed to do. Had some approvals for some content that I created, and then also sat down and converted some recipes into different dietary requirements for my clients. Got lots of gluten-free girlies, dairy-free girlies. So we've got to make sure that we're providing all of the goods for them as well, so they're not left out. Now I'm going to Coles because I need to pick up some groceries for some videos that I need to create. One of those being for Macro Mac, which I'm super excited about. It's my absolute favorite protein powder of all time. Like, I love it so much. And they've reached out and they sent me some products, which I'm so excited about. So I'm going to buy a few more goodies for that. Also, I need to create some more videos for another brand, so a few more things. So yeah, this is what work looks like. Going grocery shopping. All right, we're home. We just went all around the Sunshine Coast to try and find this bad boy. We're making an overnight oats with pistachio, which is going to be amazing. I'm filming some content for this. How exciting. A full box of Macro Mac stuff. So that's on the agenda for this afternoon. And before I get started, I just wanted to tell you the last reason why you're not losing weight. And that comes down to, it actually flows in so well to what we were speaking about yesterday about not being prepared and eating the carrot cake muffin. Where so many of you guys are going wrong is that you are allowing that one moment of imperfection to allow yourself to spiral into all or nothing thinking. To being like, oh my God, I've eaten this carrot cake muffin and now my whole day is ruined. So what's the point? I'm just going to eat shit for the rest of the day and I'm going to start again the next day. The beating yourself up, the shaming yourself for making a mistake, when in reality, that's very black and white. And the reason why we do that is because we are just trying to, protect ourselves from feeling like a failure. But the problem with that, it self-sabotages us and it spirals us into inconsistency, which is the real reason why you're not losing weight. Because at the end of the day, a weight loss journey is not going to be perfect. There's going to be moments where you're caught off guard, where you're going to eat a muffin when you're starving and sabotage your calories. But it's your ability to get back on track, to just treat the next meal as you normally would, determines if you're going to be successful or not. And that's why it's so important to not only start fueling properly, but then also working on your all or nothing mindset and your mentality towards it. Because if you don't do that, then it doesn't matter what diet you follow, doesn't matter what you do, is if you're always all or nothing, you're always going to keep self-sabotaging. So that is the reason why. Now I'm just going to spend the afternoon on filming some content. Then I'm going to watch Love Island because just to have a bit of a breather, to break up my day. Love Island All Stars UK. It's my favorite. I love the All Stars UK. They tend to do like an older cast, which I love. I'm not the biggest fan of watching the 20-year-olds on the show, but I love watching people in their late 20s to 30s because obviously that's the era of my life that I'm in. So it's really nice to watch people and that's what it's about. Lots of people that age bracket, which is really fun to watch. But that's it. I'm going to wrap up the vlog here because tomorrow, again, it's just going to be a lot of client work in terms of responding and talking to my clients and helping them move through their blocks and their sabotage and their all or nothing mindset. I've got to write new exercise programs, which I'm excited about, and a few other things. So thank you guys for spending the week with me, and I'll see you guys next week, same time.